Hey everyone, it's Mo from Mo in the Deep End, and as promised, I am having a Wigs and Cider Shenanigans stream. Hello, JKD Buck. Hello, Mimsy. I hope you are having a wonderful Saturday. We got a ton of snow here. It looks like it's melting, but it's actually colder than it was yesterday, so I don't know how it's melting exactly. Fry is watching the boys play outside, and they'll probably come in and want hot chocolate or something, but Fry tends to not listen and wants to run after people. So, uh, as you know, Nicholas has drunk him that buys a bunch of stuff, and I have 3 a.m. me that buys a bunch of of stuff. And I'm wearing my favorite t-shirt. I've got to start eating at home more, Jeffrey Dahmer. Maybe not appropriate for school, but I love it, and it's my favorite color. So, the first wig that drunk me well, not drunk me, but sleep drunk me got, I think will work for Sarah Boone. So which will be nice because she is getting ready to go into trial. If you don't wear wigs, generally you have to wear a skull cap, and this is just a headband that you can wear around your head to keep your wig from slipping. It's what actors use if they don't wanna glue their wig down, and I generally don't use wig glue because I'm not actually wearing them for a long, long time. Let's see how this goes. I haven't tried any of these on. Oh, this is a look. This is definitely a look. I will definitely have to style the hell out of this, but it will be a Sarah one, and I won't have to do finger what the hell is this? Whew. No, if I wanna be bal or blind. But it's definitely the right hair length for Sarah, so that's good. I'll just need to do a lot of steaming. Yes. Well, actually, this is how you feel when you're allegedly, this was not intentionally, guys, non-intentionally. This wig should come with a Samsonite. This will definitely need a lot of styling, which, thanks to the generosity of donations, I got curl steamers, which is what you use to style wigs, which is also very helpful. So, and a garment steamer, which is oddly enough what you use to style wigs. But yes, it should come with vodka and boxed wine. That's the only wig that I think drunk me had, or well, drunk, tipsy, sleep deprived me had any sort of plan with. Now, looking at this one, I think that if Wendy lightens her hair anymore, I definitely have another Wendy wig, which everyone needs a Wendy wig. These bangs, I don't know how chicks deal with bangs. Holy crap, bangs are annoying as hell. Guess I'll have to steam those up. Ugh. I only drove there because I was buying booze for a friend's party. I didn't know that my ex-husband had been shot. I'm an author and a law professor. It definitely has windy vibes coming all over it, and I know, phrasing. So, when I was at the Amazon shop, I found these cool little koozie things. So, I don't know exactly which cider I picked out for my first drink, but let's see. I basically just picked out a bunch of ciders from the giant booze store, and, they're ones that I'd never had. Star cut, uh, ciders, peach mimosa. Interesting. Apparently, the youngest, most feral, is being a pesky little brother to all of his siblings and has been thrown off the island of the basement and now has to stay with Mr. Mo instead of having time with his siblings, which, it happens. And I figured in between wigs, we would find I've got all the stories. So, yesterday, there was a giant explosion that unalived a firefighter, and they're not quite sure what happened. So, a firefighter was killed, and 11 were injured in a massive home explosion in Virginia. Total devastation. I mean, uh, it's leveled. A firefighter was killed and 11 were injured in a Virginia home that exploded on Friday night, according to local officials. The Sterling Volunteer Fire Company responded to the residents on Silver Ridge Drive in Sterling around 7:30 after receiving a call for a possible gas leak. Hello, Digger 420. Less than an hour later, the house suddenly exploded. One firefighter was killed, fire officials say. Another 9 firefighters and 2 civilians were injured and taken to the hospital, but their conditions were not immediately clear, NBC Washington reported. Assistant Chief of Operations for Loudoun County Fire and Rescue, James Williams, told reporters at a press conference the explosion left total devastation. Well, no crap, sir. Aerial footage shows smoldering debris scattered around charred remains of what used to be a home and car. Several fire trucks with ladders could be seen hovering above the rubble. The house is pretty much leveled, the firefighter said on a dispatch call. One firefighter was taken away on a stretcher, video shows. Neighbors said they felt their house shaking like an earthquake during the explosion, which was reportedly felt miles away, according to NBC Washington. Loudoun County Sheriff's Office, who also responded to the scene to offer support, told the Post it was a serious ongoing situation. Williams said tonight's expected snowfall could complicate the response and investigation. Hello, Peter A. Yeah, I don't know if definitely our infrastructure is getting older, so I'm hoping that it's almost like we could spend the money that we're talking about, all the social issues and maybe put it into actual infrastructure, but I mean, maybe. All right. So this is definitely giving me good windy vibes, and I like that I have with you guys donating and that kind of thing. I've gotten steam rollers and a garment steamer, and I can steam and curl these. Now I have learned all the things. I am learning so many things. You guys are awesome, and you let me play with wigs. People eat a lot of beans for Lent. As for this, uh, so it's 4.3% alcohol. It's a little sweet, and normally I like sweet things, but it's a little sweet. I love trying to figure out what really sleepy tired me was thinking with all these wigs because some of them I have not one clue. Not oh, ooh, head rush. This one has a side part and it's pink and blonde. I'm a Barbie. I love it. Wear this in my Jeffrey Dahmer t-shirt. It'll be great. I won't get a call for anyone. Well, yeah, I mean, what are we supposed to do? It's not like we actually social justice is more important than actual things that work. Now, I will tell you if you're new to getting into wigs, so there's a couple of things. Um, you don't have to get really expensive one. Timu actually has some really fairly nice ones to get into. You do need to get a wig brush though, okay? So, that's it. And I do really like the moving headband that I wear just because I don't typically glue down my wigs. If you were going to wear a wig for a long time or you wanted to do an updo or anything like that, they do have wig glue. There's a whole process. It's like anything, if you start curly girl method or anything like that, it is all the thing. Well, this is synthetic hair, so that's why you use a steamer because it's plastic. So you actually steam the curls in. Um, what are we talking? Yes. Our favorite super mayor, and I do believe Fannie Willis's running mate, hello, Baker, for president, for 2024, 2 strong, independent, corrupt, public servants. Illinois mayor shuts down local businesses that don't contribute to her campaign, dresses like a movie gangster. I mean, she seems like a sweet woman. Dalton, Illinois Mayor Tiffany Haynyard attends meetings dressed as a movie gangster, and her residents say she plays the part, retaliating against them unless they do her bidding. The Post can reveal Haynyard channeled Kingpin Neo Brown from the 1991 gangster movie New Jack City at a 2023 gathering, an ensemble meant to intimidate, her critics claimed last week. People look at politics like a joke. It's a mockery right now because of this stuff. Village of Dalton trustee Kiana Belcher told the Post she comes to board meetings dressed like Neo Brown. During one meeting, dressed in the ensemble, Henyard, 40, signaled for a DJ to blare Rihanna's "Which Better Have My Money" as she sashayed around the room to punctuate the point she was making, sources said. Henya committed to the character, even carrying a stuffed dog to invoke a scene from 1991's crime classic where Neo menaces and batters an underling, according to the Chicago Tribune. uh, The former burger joint owner turned local politician is under fire for allegedly plundering Dalton's coffers for personal extravagances, using law enforcement allies to oppress opponents. Lawrence Gardner, 57, told the Post Friday Henyard shut down his trucking business because he refused to renew a $3,500 contribution to her political war chest. Oh no, wait till you hear the latest. It's it gets better. Gardner claimed he made an initial donation to Henyard, but her minions kept coming back for more. Oh, ma'am, if you're gonna cosplay, go full. You need to shave your head, ma'am. Take off the wig. I made the payment, he said. Then every year she started coming to require the same thing. And we had a problem about that. When he refused, Gardner said city officials fabricated claims that he was illegally selling alcohol and yanked his business license. "What is she, Neo Brown?" he said. "Anything she wants done, she gets them to harass you. She's like nobody. If you're not doing what she says, if you're not doing it how she's saying to do it, you're a problem. She don't like them." Oh, yeah, this is her at the White House. She was at the White House, y'all. Also, ma'am, they're called look, as a fluffy American, if you're gonna wear something skin tight, they're called Spanx, and then you don't have these undies lines. Just a thought. Gardner said Henyard and the Village of Dalton Police Chief Louis Lacey have blocked dozens of local businesses from operating because they failed to make the required payments. The Post heard similar stories from numerous locals who claimed they received harassment from the police acting on Henyard's orders. Belcher also said former Dalton Police Chief Robert Collins admitted to her the mayor asked him to target people. Henyard's office did not immediately respond to the Post request for comment Friday. Trustee Belcher said that Henyard is averse to working mornings. She doesn't wake up until after 10. I knew her before. She's not a morning person. She's a late night person. The hell is this crap? Are you are you kidding me? Like, I'm not a morning person, and you're a mayor and a grown-up and a damn adult. It's called I don't care. Right, Fry? Right, Fry? Not. It's still me. Yes. No, not the mouth. Look, I know you regularly look for cat nuggets in the litter box, so no, not the mouth. Look, I love you, but you are definitely always in the cat box looking for nuggets. Former Dalton Mayor Riley Rogers, who lost to Henyard in 2021, questioned her sprawling security detail and alleged profligate spending. Thank you for being a member for 2 months, Phoenix Fire. Yes, I love you very much too. Yes, you're not a lap puppy, dingus. He's like, I could be if you would just get a bigger lap, dingus. Mom, if you would just get a bigger lap, this would be stop. Not the face, ma'am, sir. You know who you are. Some people take it as being glamorous by having a bunch of police officers around you and needing to be escorted and driven around, but I never had a detailed security force when I was a mayor. Yes. Like other locals, Rogers said Henyard's outflow of cash has come as a shock. Yeah, the woman made freaking uh calendars. She's covered billboards with her things. And now lately, somehow suddenly so the township that she covers approved money for 4 different new police cars. Well, suddenly, the money that was allocated has never been spent toward those loans. Now, allegedly, there is a mugshot of this woman 10 years prior being a car thief. I don't know. Maybe if you hire just because tick boxes, it's not a great thing. I don't know. I try to stay away from the money. He said it's not your money, so you can't use it like it's your piggy bank. Henyard, who recently met President Potato during a White House visit, has squelched inquiries into the town finances. Yeah, she basically won't hand things over. The books are so bad, some said, that Dalton police cars may be repossessed. Vocal community member Sherry Britton, 55, said she voted for Henyard. Now she wishes she didn't. It was a vote I regret, she said. Please put that in there. It was a vote I deeply regret. When she got into the office, she just shut everyone out and she went into a complete opposite direction. She became a tyrant and a dictator. Brighton speculated that Henyard is having mental issues and compared her to rapper Kanye West. Ooh, ouch. I know her wig is probably real human hair, and those can be upwards to $1,000, y'all. I am not kidding. Like, her wig is probably $1,000 because that's real human hair. They get crazy expensive. Now, I have none in mine that are human hair because I wear mine as a lark, as fun. If I were wearing mine every day or for long periods, maybe I'd want human hair, but I don't need it. It seems like her aspirations and goals are for her to be a reality star, she said. She didn't previously wear all that makeup. She just now thinks she's this reality star. I don't know this for sure, but they say she's filming a reality show because cameras are always with her. Former trustee Valeria Stumps, 56, has known Henyard for 50 years. Like others, she's questioned her expenditures, including more than $1 million on security and another $2 million for an ice rink that only opens when she's hosting an event. "I've never seen anything like this in my life," she said, "and I've been involved in the political arena since I was 18." A small village of about 2,000 people just north of Chicago, Dalton has submerged them in over $5 million worth of debt. So somehow the money was allocated. She went on this first class two-way ticket, all expenses paid trip to Las Vegas, her and her entourage to quote unquote look for retail opportunities for the town. Right around the time that that money was allocated and given to her. I'm not a Hardy boy, but I'm thinking there might be some smoke there. So I do like this one. I am gonna have to work on it a little bit, but I will say Temu has some pretty good wigs for the price if you need something for a costume and you don't wanna spend a super heck of a lot and you're not, spending other people's money like Tiffany A. Hanyard. You can you can do much worse than Temu. Hi, are you in the bathroom? And if so, what are you doing? Get out of the bathroom, Stinky. Oh my god. It's emu me. Or not emu, emo. Although maybe I could be an emu. Oh, what possessed me to get this one? 3 a.m. me is not to be trusted. Okay, what is up with these bangs? I don't know how chicks deal with these things. Or emo chicks. What the this is gonna take a lot of So, I'm guessing I'm gonna have to use a lot of hairspray for this one, or I'm just gonna be really sad. I like that it matches my shirt, though. I don't know how seriously, how do chicks deal with bangs? Holy crap. Y'all. Alright, I'm the worst girl ever. I'm like, "How do chicks deal with bangs? This is ridiculous." If you are trying out wigs for the first time, I recommend buying bobby pins, especially if you don't know how to deal with bangs. I'm going to have to rat and tease this and then get the bangs to go all fluffy like My Chemical Romance girl. Why did Eliza Blue have to stop being relevant? Because this would have been perfect for when she was doing all the shenanigans. I know, so when I have another re-Reddit thing and or, like, when we start doing all the, punk rock stuff. Yes, Fry, I know, what? No, it's still me, sweetie. I know, you just can't see me because my soul is sad. No, I need to rat these up really, really a whole lot, and then I need to Yes, I know. No, it's still me, dingus. Yes, I see you. Yes, I'm very proud. Yeah, bangs are a pain in the hiney, especially if you've not had them for years and years and years. Oh, this is cute. What? A server Oh, I thought I'd read that wrong. This is terrible. Server fired after receiving $10,000 tip, but owner says it has nothing to do with viral gesture, purely a business decision. Puffer smile. Bangs with real hair hurt my soul. It's not I'm just not made for that. Look, I've thought about it, but it just Yeah, I know. Marry him if he's not married. The Michigan waitress who received an enormous $10,000 tip was fired from her job days later, but the restaurant claims the dismissal was unrelated to the generous gratuity and said it was, quote, purely a business decision. The Mason Jar Cafe in Benton Harbor, located in southern Michigan, canned the server Lindsay Boyd a week after an anonymous customer left the large boon on a $32.43 bill, according to the Detroit Free Press. The man who wished to remain anonymous left the now viral tip to honor a friend whose funeral he was in town for and requested Boyd to split the gift amongst the entire wait staff, which came out to a little over $1,100 for each employee. Quote, I will say I had nothing to do with the tip, or it had nothing to do with the tip. She did receive the entire tip. She did not pay taxes on it. The business did. Yes, she shared the tip as at the request of the man that left it. Husband and wife owners Abel Martinez and Jamie Cousins wrote on Facebook. Uh-huh. Sure. Days after receiving the sizable payment, Boyd claimed drama had begun to unfold inside the restaurant, and management asked her to take Sunday off as a mental health day. The outlet added, citing a now deleted Facebook post. Then Boyd said management reached out to her on Sunday night and told her to take the next day off as well. Stop, dingus. The waitress messaged the restaurant on Monday to ask if she was being told in a professional way not to come back. She was fired via a phone call on Tuesday, WSBT TV reported. Quote, 1 week, I'm such an amazing, hardworking employee, awesome mother. Couldn't have happened to a better person, Boyd Post reportedly said. Now I'm without a job for the first time since I was 16 or 15 years old. The restaurant's management has refuted Boyd's claim, claiming the firing had nothing to do with the tip or the aftermath that followed, but also couldn't go into details because of labor laws. We truly do care about our staff, the couple added. We've had the same crew for 5 to 6 years. We have college girls that come home every summer and have been here for 4 years now. We take our staff up north at the end of every summer season. We give donations for college funds to them. We've kept them employed through the coup. We do everything in our power not to lose staff. Quote, I know there's a lot going around that we let her go because of the tip, but that's just not logical, Cousins told WOOD TV. We have staff that has continued to work for us for years and college kids that come back every summer, and we give chances after chances to our staff. So we clearly would not let someone go for no reason at all. Hmm. Cousins added they did not come to the decision lightly, and firing an employee is something the restaurant tries to avoid. In this case, it was purely a business decision. The fired employee has since drove out of town this morning to spend time with family and get away following a rough week. Well, that's pretty crappy. But we're only hearing her side of the story, and who knows, maybe she was a real beehole. It could happen. Oh, that's mean. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if she was a bad worker to begin with, but yeah. In other news, Bill Maher said he wouldn't choose Joe Biden as his Squid Game partner. So the story was that a gentleman who wanted to remain anonymous gave the big tip because he was in the town to attend a funeral of one of his really good friends. So he said, would you please split this among all of the staff? And she did. And that was the story for a while. And then I guess things started happening at work, and she was told not to come in on Sunday, and then on Monday, she was also told not to come in, and then I guess she got fired over the phone. So, the tip between all of them, since there were 9 people working, was $1,100 since he left a $10,000 tip. Now, I don't know if there was drama for people that weren't working on the staff that day, you know, who knows? People can be really gross sometimes. She might not have been a good employee, and it just happened she was having a good day, or who knows? It could be dangerous speculation. Okay, let's see here. Bill Maher said he would not choose Joe Biden as a Squid Game partner. I'd choose, Splinter. Yeah, well, and the company is, prohibited from talking about her firing due to, labor laws. So, I'm sure that uh, well, yeah, if you notice, his ratings aren't great, but if you notice what he says on his show is very different from what he purports on his kind of podcast. On his podcast, you would think that he's on his show, you would think that he's moderating and maybe coming back to sanity, but if you listen to his podcast, he is still very much out of touch. Last night, HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher, full of smug and elbows and nebos, the 2024 presidential election was the center of discussion. Maher talked about he's getting so tired of the hyperbole when it comes to both candidates. During Maher's New Rules segment, he blasted both sides, such as the Republicans broadcast host Sean Hannity for claiming that everything is worse under President Biden when it's simply not true. But he also said that he wouldn't choose Joe Biden as his partner for Squid Game. No, that's a hanger for wigs. No, and you're not getting a cough drop, sir. You're being a dingus. Showing again he doesn't understand anything. And oh wow, he had Ann Coulter back on. They used to date. Can you imagine if they had a child, the amount of elbows and kneebos and pointy smug that would have been in their child? I mean, look, I can only imagine the sharp elbows and kneebos and look, the amount of bruises you must have gotten. No, Fry, you are not a lap puppy. I'm sorry. Later on, you can jump on the bed and I will pet you, but not right now. You are not a lap puppy. Yes. So John Marr, or not John Marr, Bill Maher and Ann Coulter used to date. The amount of smug that those two people have together, I can't imagine. I cannot imagine the utter amount of smug that was in the room when those 2 were together. Holy cow. So I don't know if any of you guys have this with your children or if you have children, but my middle child loves to stir the pot. It is not a day unless he is stirring the pot and trying to get everyone in trouble. And oh my gosh, has he just been working on everyone's nerves this this one will need to be tightened up. Hmm. Bobby pins. It's still me, Fry. It's all colorful. It's a mermaid. So, yeah, he is I finally had to have a talk with him this morning and I said, "Okay, why do you think you keep getting in trouble?" He's like, "I don't know." I was like, "Well, maybe because you need to pay attention and worry about yourself and not your brothers. If you just worry about yourself, then, I don't I believe it or not, I've been parenting longer than you've been alive, so I can, in fact, parent all by my own self. And he's like, "Well, why can't I, tell you? I can tell you all the stuff they're doing." And I'm like, "No, I don't need a snitch. I just need you to worry about yourself. I can yell." Thank you so much. Yeah, I really like so I will tell you guys, I screwed the heck out of my hair during COVID. Right. I love you too. I s I did. I dyed it all the crazy colors, all the Kool-Aid colors because, well, I couldn't get a tattoo. Down, no. So I essentially fried my hair and had to cut it short, and now that I have wigs, I get to do all the fun colors and I don't have to worry about yeah. So right, yes, I love you very much. It's still me, I promise. Yes, it's still me. Yes, I promise. I tried to tell him, "Look, I don't understand who started the, elf on a shelf thing. I didn't think we should foster prison snitches, but okay." But that's just me, you know? Let's see what else is new here. Ooh, movies. Wait a minute, Jennifer Lopez has a new movie? Oh, lord. Not Jennifer Lopez. How the hell who the hell Chris Christie went on The View? Oh, dear god. That's a terrible idea. Who let Chris Christie near The View? That's just a terrible idea. Ah, well, she might have been a judge once, but judge who shot husband in the groin, allegedly shot sleeping boyfriend in the head days after breakup. She has a pattern and a wig on. Ma'am, I see it. She'll be starring on The View next week. Right? I love stop. Do you need to go outside? Do you need to go outside? Can you go potty? Okay, let me ask someone to go potty. Okay, let's go ask someone to take the potty. Hey, boy, can you help Fry go potty, please? Okay, can you just let him out, please? Thank you. Oh, well, he was eating a pair of underpants. That's always good. Lord. I did ask the tax guy. So I said, have you seen Resident Evil? And he's like, and Mr. Mo was like, where are you going with this? And I said, did you see the hallway at the beginning of the first Resident Evil? After we saw what's her face, hot chick, pretty much nude. And he said, yeah, I'm following you. And I said, if I get that hallway to my office, uh, is that tax deductible? Asking for a friend. Yes, he does. He must do squats. A 57-year-old magistrate judge in Pennsylvania is accused of trying to unalive her boyfriend, allegedly shooting him in the face while he was asleep last weekend. She didn't succeed? I mean, I would think, one to the face would kinda do it, but okay. Maybe she used a Daisy Red Ryder and she just shot his eye out. No offense to the victim, I'm sure that was very painful, and I'm not making fun of you, but holy shit, ma'am. Magisterial judge or direct judge Sonia M. McKnight was taken into custody on Friday afternoon and charged with one count of criminal attempted murder and one count of aggravated assault in the alleged attack on 54-year-old Michael McCoy, authorities announced. According to a news release from Cumberland County District Attorney's Office, the charges stem from an incident in the early morning of February 10th at McCoy's home in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Quote, it is alleged that McKnight shot the victim in the head while the victim was sleeping in bed, prosecutors wrote. The bullet entered the right side of the victim's face, traversed through his head in a straight line, behind and slightly below his eyes, and exited the left side of his face. The victim survived the gunshot wound, but is blind in one eye as a result. How much vodka did you drink, or were you fully sober? I don't know. That face tells me she's fully sober. I do really like her glasses, though. Like, really, really like them. And I don't know how to feel that I really like her rose-colored glasses. How is it a murderer is wearing rose-colored glasses? I don't know, but it just tickles my absurdist bone, and I like it. Uh, it's just all the absurd. While the shooting took place in Dauphin County, Pennsylvania, the Cumberland County DA's office assumed jurisdiction of the investigation at the request of Dauphin County DA Fran Chardo. Chardo explained that his office had a conflict of interest and could not prosecute the case because McKnight was a magisterial district judge in the county. Chardo had initially requested that State Attorney General's office take jurisdiction over the case, but the AG's office said it had a conflict of interest in prosecuting McKnight. Footage posted online by the Patriot News showed McKnight being transported from the Susquehanna police station to her first court appearance. She was escorted out of the station with her hands cuffed in front of her and her legs shackled. Court documents obtained by Harrisburg CBS affiliate WHP-TV provided additional details about the alleged shooting. According to the report, McKnight and McCoy had been dating for about a year. McKnight had already moved into McCoy's home when on February 4th, McCoy decided to end their relationship. Despite asking McKnight several times to leave his home, she reportedly refused. Also, on February 4th, McCoy reportedly removed the key to his home from McKnight's key ring, even though most of her clothing and personal items were in the house. Oh, sir, you shouldn't have gone to sleep. Oh, yeah, sir, you should have gotten her stuff, gotten her out, found her a place to live, then changed all your locks. You let her continue to stay there, that's your problem. When McCoy woke the following morning, McKnight was gone, WHP reported. However, when he returned from work, McKnight had returned, telling him that she had let herself in using the spare key. We women are sneaky. We remember where you hide those things. Obviously, it's under the front mat. The next few days were uneventful until McCoy went out to dinner at a restaurant the evening of February 9th. He reportedly told the police he believed McKnight was following him, a suspicion the police were able to confirm allegedly. When he arrived home, McKnight was asleep on the couch, and McCoy told her he planned to call her mother to assist him in getting her to leave. Oh shit, he called her mother. When he Michael McCoy stated it was like she finally understood it was over. Police wrote in a probable cause affidavit. McCoy said he went to sleep about 11 p.m. and woke shortly before 1 a.m. with a massive head pain and began screaming because he couldn't see, per the AP. McKnight repeatedly asked, Mike, what did you do to yourself? I mean, it's a gambit. I mean, how'd you shoot yourself? I didn't. Are you sure? I mean, hey, it's worth a try, Judge. McKnight reportedly called 911 from McCoy's phone and said she needed an ambulance because her boyfriend could not see. Hysterical blindness. When questioned by the dispatcher, McKnight, quote, could not explain what happened and stated she was sleeping and heard him screaming, the affidavit said. McCoy had been shot in the right temple and the bullet exited his left temple. He repeatedly told the police and medical personnel, I did not shoot myself. The WHP reports forensic evidence reportedly revealed that the shot came from about a foot away. Oh, ma'am, you has been a judge for like, let's look at this picture. While you look relatively young, let's say a good 15 years, I am sure that you figured out what stippling is because you've had to sit through god awful boring recitations of what the hell stippling is for like hours and hours and fucking hours. Are you kidding me? Ma'am, you deserve to go to jail just for being dumb and for shooting someone. I mean, shooting someone very, very bad, dumbness also bad. Let's see. Forensic evidence. Okay. McKnight allegedly had gunshot residue on her hands, and the firearm used in the shooting was registered to the judge. Ma'am. McCoy was reportedly released from the hospital on February 11th. McKnight appeared before the Dauphin County president, Judge Scott Arthur Evans, for her arraignment on Friday, who set her bond at $300,000. She was processed at Dauphin County Central Booking Center and is scheduled to appear in court again for her preliminary hearing on February 26th. What is wrong with these people? I do not know. People are strange and weird, and I have I have studied them all my life and I'm still confused. Thank you, Sarah Adams. Oh, it's the 17th today. Oh, please tell me she has a murder book too. Last year, McKnight was suspended without pay from her role on the bench. It was a cry for help. How dare we? Uh, by the Court of Judicial Discipline over numerous allegations of misconduct, uh, the AP reported. Among the findings, McKnight reportedly directed her staff to ignore a claim against her from another woman who claimed McKnight owed her $2,100 from a loan McKnight refused to repay. In 2019, McKnight shot her estranged husband, Enoch McKnight, in the groin. It was an at-home vasectomy. You people are so mean. Giblets. Wait a minute, y'all. However, no charges were filed, and she was cleared of wrongdoers after investigators determined she had acted in self-defense. She's just the Annie Oakley of Pennsylvania. She's kicking ass and taking names. What in the hell? I what did just why? I need I need all of this. Oh, I do wanna cover this, you guys. Again, I don't know how you guys feel about not so much the political stuff, but this gentleman was just driving Uber. This was an army sergeant who was surrounded by people with weapons, and the guy who was mouthing off and pointing his AK had it at low ready, and then he heard sounds like gunfire and returned fire. So this veteran returned fire, and unfortunately, the BLM protester lost his life. I don't want anyone to lose their life, but the fact is that most if this weren't politically charged, I think most of the time this would have been considered actual self-defense. So I do wanna keep up with this. A pardon review is underway for a convicted Army sergeant working an Uber shift who shot and killed an assault rifle, an AK-47 or an AR-15, wielding Black Lives Member protester in Texas. Texas Board of Pardon and Parole is reviewing the case of Daniel Perry in the murder of Garrett Foster, shot during a Black Lives Matter protest, or Reed, Reed riot. On July 25th, 2020. The review comes after Republican Governor Greg Abbott, who appointed the board members, urged them to expedite the matter, arguing it was a case of self-defense. The state has a strong stand your ground law. Perry's lawyers argued he did not receive a fair trial and that Foster, an Air Force vet, illegally possessed an AK-47 rifle and was prohibited from carrying the weapon. In a statement on Wednesday published by the Austin American Statesman, the board said it was, quote, still in the process of investigating Daniel Perry for possible pardon recommendation to the governor. Upon completion of the investigation and vote, the decision of the Board of Pardon and Parole will be available. Perry's attorney, Doug O'Connell, declined to comment. In a statement on Friday to Lon Crine, the Travis County District Attorney's Office reacted to the news, saying, quote, attempts by the governor to override the fair and just verdict of guilty after the defendant's trial for political gain are dangerous not only to our community, but the integrity of our justice system. So I believe that he was holding it. He There's basically footage of him and his significant other saying, "We are here to get rowdy." He did an interview prior to the events that happened, and he's like, "I am here with my weapon, and I am here to be rowdy." He was swinging the AK around. He pointed it at the driver's face through the window. Now, these are both former vets. And in the military, even though I failed basic, if you point your pew pew at someone, expect them to expect that you are trying to destroy them. So he basically, you know, had it to where he thought it was a threat. We will continue to fight to uphold the jury's decision and insist the board of pardon and parole that Mr. Perry should be treated like any other defendant, including he served out his sentence. Our hearts go out to the family of the victim who have yet to receive closure and instead must endure more political gamesmanship over their loss. Citing emails obtained by American Statement and local ABC affiliate KVUE TV through public's record request, the statement reported that Travis County District Attorney Jose Garza is talking with officials from the board about when he can make a case against the pardon. As Long Crime reported in August, Perry was working as an Uber driver when he approached protesters blocking a road and drove into the crowd at a rally. He fired his pistol at Foster, 28, claimed Foster pointed the AK-47 at him. He was indicted by a grand jury on July 16th, 2021, and found guilty of murder last April. At his trial, prosecutors argued that the killing was premeditated and presented evidence they claimed showing he harbored violent attitudes toward rioting people and people he called looters. His defense attorney said posts were taken out of context and protected by the First Amendment. The lead police investigator also testified that he didn't arrest Perry the night of the shooting due to the possibility of self defense. Despite that, Perry was sentenced to 25 years in prison in May. Oh, well, I haven't seen the video. I'm telling you what I've seen. I'm just telling you on balance, and I know this is probably I am more likely to believe the Uber driver than the BLM protesters. just with my own personal biases. I know some people are the other way around where they'd be much more likely to accept whatever the protesters were saying versus the guy in the Uber thing. But, yeah, I it's ridiculous. The case prompted outrage, with Abbott tweeting on April 8th that he was working swiftly as Texas law allows regarding the pardon of Sergeant Perry. Foster's sister, Anna Mayo, said she was shocked over Abbott's tweet. Quote, the jury ultimately came to a decision and it was unanimous. She told KVUE that shouldn't be disrespected. Another Perry attorney, Clinton Borden, called the conviction political prosecution and vowed to fully cooperate in the pardon process, the Associated Press reported. Foster's mother told CBS Texas that her son had been pushing his fiance, a quadruple amputee who lost her limbs after infection turned septic, in a wheelchair through the streets during a demonstration 50 days after the you know why everyone was protesting in the summer of love. On Thursday, Whitney Mitchell, Foster's partner, told the statement that the news re-traumatized her. Quote, "It's this happening right now is just reliving it all over and over again," she said. "I feel like everything was put out there, the evidence, everything we went through, and all I can say is it's devastating. It just brings it up all over again." Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. I have a big Ford Transit. You have a bunch of mobs of people around, and I know for a fact that you have this crazy screaming mob, and I have children in my car that could get hurt, and this mob knows no bounds. Once you get a mob of angry, crazy people coming together, they don't have limits. Look, people get scared, and you can judge with hindsight 2020 what people should have done or they should have called the cops, but the cops weren't doing anything. So it's Texas. FAFO. You know what? You go around and you brandish an AK and you have it at, pointing at people's faces, it's going to, you know, again, you have another veteran. It's nice that he was taking his, limbless girlfriend around to the protest. That's really great. But people are getting really, really tired of this. We are tired, sick and tired. You see everyone going after Extinction Rebellion. People are getting a little tired of these privileged a-holes, blocking traffic and doing that kind of oh, well, here we go. Here's a new school. I always have to get the crappy school with the head school marm. NYC teacher bizarrely brags about sex lives of swinging parents at cool elementary school. Interesting. Was she invited to join? Where did they have all of the upside down pineapples? Things I need to know. Was there lingo? Does party actually mean party, or are you supposed to bring your own, are you supposed to bring your own gimp suit? What is Where's the part in this? Oh, for the love of being attacked by bangs are the devil. I have said it before and I will say it again. They are the devil. They are Satan. It's a good thing I've got those curlers. Yes, well, more I'm having like, where's the front to this? Usually I'm doing this in front of a mirror so I can kind of tell where I'm going with these things. But sometimes no. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, I guess if you ooh, that takes me back to middle school. Claw hammer. Anyone? If anyone remembers this particular bang, you're about my age and we should start probably thinking about sleeping and our fiber supplementation. I do like this one, but I'm definitely gonna need to work on bangs. Holy crap, I don't know how girls do bangs. Oh, yeah, no, I called them the claw hammer because I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's a claw hammer." Well, so I call us Genlennials because I don't look, I'm a cusper, I'm right on the edge of millennial and Gen Z, and I identify more as Gen Z because millennials are insufferable, so I, uh, I call myself a Genlennial. Let's see here. NYC teacher bizarrely brags about sex lives of swinging parents at cool elementary school. S is for swinging. A Brooklyn teacher bizarrely boasted on social media about how quote unquote cool her elementary school is because the parents are swingers. Quote, there's a group of swinger parents at the school where I teach that proves Brooklyn public schools are far cooler than private schools, wrote Sarah Allen, second grade teacher at PS 372 in Gowanus. Gowanus? Seems like this would be the perfect town to be a swinger. Gowanus. I'm sure it's Gowanus. On X on February 11th, not everyone was in the mood for the sexy disclosure from a kid's educator. Why is that cool? One commenter asked. If you don't know, then you're extremely uncool, Alan, 70 or 47, a mom of four and teacher of 20 years, replied sarcastically. When the post began making inquiries, Alan quickly deleted her post. The 90s call, they want their definition of cool back, Linda Quarles, a parent in the district, told the Post. We adults tell our kids to be careful what they put on the internet because it's there forever. Many wish Alan had kept that in mind. It's one thing having a private conversation with the parents of a student, it's another thing to share it on social media. Yetan Chu, a public school parent and Senate candidate, told the Post. She suggested sharing such personal information could harm parents' trust and willingness to discuss important issues. Yeah, I'm never going to tell you about my gimp suit ever again. Hello, Shelby Fogg. I'm just trying to figure out in what context would you tell the teacher, like, hey, by the way, BTW, I am part of like a pineapple upside down, swingers group. We meet on Tuesdays. It's sort of a progressive dinner, like, we start off at Mary's house, then we get nude about John's house, and by the Smith's house, we're just, every it's a free for all. Wanna join us on this progressive dinner of ours? I mean, when does this come up in a conversation? I have no idea, because I can't for the life of me figure that out. I mean, look, I am only one person, but uh, craziness. You wandered in on craziness. Distant, you and I are spiritually the same age, I think. Pretty true, pretty true. Yeah, I just don't understand, like, if I were part of a super secret swingers club, I probably wouldn't tell people, but, I mean, it's not my fight club, so who knows? Yeah, it's almost like how we knew every single female gym teacher that had the, oh gosh, what was her name? Billie Jean King. Every every gym teacher that we knew had the Billie Jean King haircut. We kinda knew probably wasn't looking for the man of her dreams, but she never said anything because she was our gym teacher, and it didn't really matter whom or who she loved because that wasn't part of what she was teaching us. I mean, she had a Subaru, she wore flannel and Birkenstocks. We never made the connection. Oh. W I What in the actual hell is this crap? And I do mean crap in a literal sense. So this is ooh, Nicholas will be so proud. It is Swedish hard cider. It is pear. Mr. Mo was not in the mood to deal with a giant, booze store, so I just kinda went in there and picked something very, very quick. But, why? Why? We reuse our cycled poo to cook food in our teeny off the grid shed. No, just no. No. You've got you've gotta have a can-do attitude when choosing to live off the grid. Heating up a meal in the microwave or oven isn't always feasible for nonconformists who prefer surviving on nature's bounty to spend thousands on traditional appliances in an inflated economy. It's called fire, people, fire. D d there are woods around, there are paper around. No. So these solitary sweeties are letting go of all their food to go to waste. Quote, "We turn our poops into cooking gas," boasted quote unquote cabin shed dweller John, digitally referred to as at beloved cabin on TikTok. Viewership of more than 157,000. Should we try to get an interview with this man? I feel like I have a bunch of questions like, how high were you when you came up with this idea? No, seriously, how high were you? No, I will continue to ask the same question until you give me an answer as to how much booze was involved. Per his many commode confessionals, the doo-doo DIYer, along with his wife Finn, sanitarily harvest their excrement via a cost and eco-friendly apparatus known as the biogas digester. Jumping giblet James, no, no, just no. Look, no, you guys, who thought of this? Who sat around and thought, you know what? I'm going to collect poops and I'm going to make methane out of it because Mother Gaia. No, never in I have thought of some weird stuff. I am about the weirdest thinker that you're going to meet, but never have I got mess. No, I am not. This is wrong. He is collecting his own poos, and I find it wrong and weird and terrible. And why? I am judging. Biogas is renewable energy or a gas source made from organic matter. When the pair flushes a specialized toilet installed in their 500 square foot abode in rural Georgia, where they have lived for 12 years, the scat automatically flows into a device transforming the dirty piles into clean energy. No, our burgers don't taste like poop, insisted John in a separate clip, and no, our kitchen doesn't smell like a sewer. Okay. Instead, he claims the poop sucking gadget masks the stench of the number twos. John adds that the machine came with a price tag of under $1,500, a fraction of the cost of indoor plumbing, which would have set the woodsy couple back a whopping $18,000. Distant, I'm with you. When you have to say no, it really doesn't taste like shit, I promise you. I guess I'll give up my smoker, you guys. Hell, my family could probably power the entire state of Indiana now that I think about it. Screw that. I'm gonna start selling our energy to the state of Indiana. We're getting 5 of these things. I'm becoming my own empire. Giblets. Mo may or may not be a lightweight. The outre chef insists his feces fuel is better for the environment. You know, I never thought I'd have to read that sentence all together, stuck together like that, but apparently that is a sentence I just read out loud in reality. We save natural resources by creating methane biogas that we use for cooking, began John. This uses less water, and we are able to create a rich nutrient fertilizer. You really are self-sustaining. I can't. When he and Finn aren't busy profiting off of their droppings. God. The Homestead Honeys are raking in the dough by renting out their humble home on Airbnb to vacationers seeking unique holiday experiences. They're using other people's poop? Well, that's just stealing, I think. Oh, I'm sending this to Mr. Mo. How do I link this? Hashtag link. Click to copy. Oh, Mr. Mo is gonna be so pissed off at me. It looks like a giant inflatable bag of well, like a sack of poo. What do you He and Finn are far from the only folks to shed where they eat. Ex-pro wrestler Goldie Locks 44 wowed the world by revealing she uses her own poo to grow food to keep her monthly grocery bill down to a digestible $84 amid the economic instability. The true cheapskate looks for an opportunity to cut costs at every chance and every place that they can get, Locke said during a guest appearance on TLC's Extreme Cheapskates last year. You can't get this compost from a hardware store. I made it from my own poo. You know, I kill all the plants in my backyard, so I'm okay. I have a doggo. I'm all right. Kelly Wheeler, a penny pincher from the UK, uses mini horse poo to heat the stove at her job. I love to that must smell awful. I love to reuse and recycle. We stay warm in the office for free. We can boil a kettle and cook on top. Wheeler gushed. It's amazing. While John agrees that stool food is cool, the thought of chowing down on recycled dung has left a bad taste in detractors' mouths. Its aftertaste is what I'm concerned with, especially after a long night at Taco Bell, teased a doomsayer. Is this health department approved? Questioned one sickened cyber critic. Human poo is more toxic than animal poo. There's a difference. Another spat. But John seems unbothered by the mudslinging. When ish hits the fan, he said, we can be self reliant. You know, I'm gonna go ahead when he brings stuff to the potluck, I'm gonna go ahead and say hard pass. No offense, John. I know how you cook now. I'm good. I's good. I'll ask later. It'll be okay. What in the actual hell was I reading? Ooh, So this is what AI thinks Jack the Ripper looks like. Why does he look like Christian Bale in The Mechanic? Yeah, I can't imagine. "Okay, guys, we need to eat more fiber. We're running out of fuel. Here's some beans. Have fun." I somehow doubt that's what was I just I can only see I am gonna bring it up though to Mr. Mo and see what he says because 'cause I'm gonna bring it up as a cost saving measure. He's gonna be like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" Jack the Ripper's face finally revealed, and here's what AI thinks the notorious and that's too far back. The notorious prostitute killer oh, they said prostitute and not sex worker. You're canceled. I like this one. It's got the side part and yeah, it's nice. It's light, it's not too heavy. Some of the longer ones can get pretty heavy or tight. So if you are first wearing wigs, I would get a mid-size or mid-length. See how you like it. Interesting. I still think he looks like Christian Bale. But have you seen The Mechanic or The Machinist? I think it's The Machinist, where he lost a crap ton of weight. Thank you, Digger. He lost like a gajillion pieces, or gajillion pounds. And yeah, The Machinist. But he looks like Christian Bale. Mass, that's a great idea. Fry, what are you do Fry, sometimes you are just a dingus on Fry. So, I did order Fry. The fun, store that I get the mystery boxes from was having a super duper clearance for President's Day because we honor all of our dead presidents with sales of goods and mattresses, and they had a Darth Vader, uh, bed, so I got a teal Darth Vader bed, and we definitely let's see, move over Ted Bundy, there's a new old serial killer or serial hottie in town. A recently AI generated renderings of Jack the Ripper revealed the infamous 19th century killer to be a dashing gentleman with darkly alluring, wild-eyed energy. The dangerously dreamy drawings come courtesy of Jeff Leahy, a longtime Ripper enthusiast from Carmarthen, Wales, who produced a miniseries on the murderer and has spent decades studying the lore surrounding one of history's most infamous villains. Using Midjourney software along with information and available photographs of relatives of the prime suspect, Aaron Kosminski. I don't think it was Kosminski, though. Sorry. Leahy was able to produce a rather astonishing self-portrait of the man, or portrait of the man. Okay, and see, y'all, I don't get it with Ted Bundy. He had a unibrow. What is this? Unibrow and Manson lamps. Look at these eyes. These eyes are cold and dead and a unibrow. So who thought he was attractive? Because I have to have a talk with the entire congregation. Not attractive. No. The answer is no. Unibrow. These connected. Well, that's because he faked it and he took care of nurturing. Ted Bundy pretended to be broken and hurt, and women are carrying nice people, and we're like, "Oh, you have a broken arm? I'll help you." And then he whacked him on the head and put him in his VW Bug. That's not being attractive, that's simply being smart and realizing that women are nurturing and nice. Now the chick that married him, I can't help you. Hey, as a fluffy chick, I will never help anyone move a couch. Not one way. If I see a dude in a cast, I run the other way, like, "Can you help me?" The hell I can't. No, I cannot. I have a cripple pass. I'm sorry for your luck. Besides, I'm a whole lot mouthy, and I will not put the lotion on my skin. Yes, I did see that. Uh, I'm surprised how striking the picture is, like he told SWNS. Kosminski was a Polish-born barber working in Whitechapel, the area of East End or London's East End, where the murders took place in the late 1800s. Kosminski has been named in numerous experts as the Ripper, however, nobody has been able to prove his guilt. There has never been pictures of him, and this is the best we're ever going to get, Leahy said. It's very exciting to put a face to one of the world's most notorious serial killers. I had two pictures of his sister Matilda, one of his uncle, and another of a close relative. I had one of his brother in law too, and the families were closely related, cousins marrying for generations, so that is still useful, he said. I mean, he was attractive ish, but he was also cray cray and didn't own a hairbrush. Apparently, it's a thing. The new portrait bears little resemblance to the only known facial composite ever uncovered, found back in 2022 in a UK police facility archive. The grandfather of three first found himself gripped by rippermania at the age of 10 when a relative took him on a tour of the slasher's historic haunts. Jack the Ripper caused panic in London in 1888 after cutting the throats and mutilating the bodies of a series of sex workers in an impoverished section of the capital. The world famous nickname originated in a letter penned by someone claiming responsibility for the killing. Many have been suspected, even royals, artists, and authors. I love that Lewis Carroll was thought to be the Ripper for a while. Over the years, Kosminski has emerged as a favorite suspect. Kosminski was admitted to a mental institution in early 1890s, shortly after the killer's heyday. He died in 1919 at the age of 52 or 53. That is an interesting shirt you picked, but I like it. Yeah. Yeah, it is funny how Ted Bundy and he did help them find, the Green River Killer. Look, John, Fry is just showing them while he still has them, because shortly he's not going to have them. He's like, "Look, I only get these for a short little time longer." Um, okay, this'll be our last story because I have one more wig, and then I need to help with dinner, because what the actual hell is this? What in the rapture? Jesus, Mary. What am I what is what? What is going on here? Apparently, 3M me wanted to get all the wigs with bangs. Oh, well, actually, these bangs don't bother me as much. Well, there we go. Let's see if we're talking AAA 9 volts. Who knows? Oh, for the love of doctor shocked over patient who shoved batteries into his twig, then got 3 of them stuck. Because why? The only ones I had them not put on were, yeah, so it's teal and purple. Apparently, I was in a very, My Little Pony mood for some reason. I look, 3 a.m. me cannot be call him the Energizer Dummy. A 73-year-old Australian man was positively shocked to need urgent urethra surgery after jamming 3 button-style batteries up his twig, if you will. The unidentified man no, name and shame this man. Name and shame. He is 73 years old. He should know better. Whose medical anomaly is now the source of a revolting medical study in March's urology case reports, has had been fueling his own personal gratification by intentionally shoving batteries into the one-way tunnel. Quote, to the best of our understanding, this is the first reported case of urethral necrosis with battery or button battery insertion, the authors wrote. The patient had reportedly inserted batteries several times before without them getting stuck inside. This is what happens when bad things don't happen the first time you do something. I have raised boys. I swear to God, even if they run into a wall and you get a concussion, they will do it again just because they're boys. Again, I need the story time. So, what in God's name possessed you to do this in the first place? How much booze? Uh, he, quote, also endured shockwave therapy on his twig. He had suffered ED for 3 years. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh, but what the actual hell, sir? What is what? Why? Just what and why? After the septuagenarian waited 24 hours to seek medical attention, doctors moved quickly to remove the foreign objects as their corrosiveness can cause necrosis or the death of bodily tissue in just 2 hours. They also feared a potentially rare but lethal infection of Fortner's gangrene. After several unsuccessful approaches, surgeons resorted to forceps, which finally got the little buggers out. Oh, did his wife get to hold his hand as they extracted? Like, did he get to breathe like I'm just saying it would have been funny for me. What the hell are we doing here? Uh, all extracted batteries were coated with a black tar material, the study gruesomely noted. That wasn't the end of it, though. 10 days later, the man returned to the hospital complaining of swelling and icky discharge, prompting the doctors to aggressively operate again. An incision was made, researchers noted, adding a large amount of fluids leaked out. I'm guessing this is an inside picture because why? The doctors feared that the man had developed an extensive degree of necrosis, were realized, and part of his urethra had to be removed. Given the complexity of his injury, it was deemed that a formal penile urethral reconstruction would likely require a three-stage repair, according to researchers who described the complex 6-month procedure of mucous membrane grafts. After assessing the extremely damaged twig, ultimately doctors decided that the best option would be for no further penile reconstruction. Guessing they just chopped it off. I'm hoping j I I I don't understand. Make it make sense. I just don't get it. I'm sorry, you guys. I have no, um, control over the commercials you get. If I did, they'd all be for Wigs and Sailor Moon. I'm gonna be real honest, and Bob's Burgers and any sort of crime thing, and maybe ice cream, to be very honest with you, even though I'm not supposed to be eating it. But, that is probably where I'm going to end things. I like all the wigs that 3 AM me got. I will say the bangs are gonna need some work because, oh my god, how do chicks deal with bangs? Holy cow. Even being a chick, I'm like, "What is up with bangs?" Bangs should not be allowed. Bangs are insufferable, y'all. I see why chicks are always so pissed off all the time. And, I will say that Monday, I might try to get a whole bunch of, the Groves trial done since, we have a free day. I know that Baker is gonna try to do a short trial, but we have had the Groves trial on the back burner, and since we have a free day, I might try to do that. I don't know what happens after dark. Don't shove anything up your twig and berries, okay? Just don't, or anywhere. Anywhere that you fear something might get stuck and you might have to go have an embarrassing thing with the ER doctor, just don't shove anything there. Just Mo's words of advice. You don't wanna have an embarrassing encounter with the doctor. You don't wanna have to explain to your mom why you're in surgery for, reconstruction. Oh my god. And I might be doing a stream tomorrow, I don't know what about, but I'm just trying to increase my weekend, influency stuff, and I will be working, this week. It is going to be, a bigger project, but I am trying to consolidate, all of the disparate timelines of Delphi. So not only the investigation, but what the defense has come out with, the, interrogations of Holder and Westfall, the, deletion of the things, the, federal, election scandal and, trial or not trial, the federal election, filings and, possible corruption. So, I am trying to get a bunch of different timelines and put them together for the Delphi case, and I am forcing myself to use Canva rather than my whiteboard to learn new skills. So, I should be working on that throughout the week, and I should be ready to show that next weekend. So, those are my goals this week. Thank you all for being members. I appreciate it. I know I don't do as much member stuff as Nick, but I am working on embiggening my member stuff. So, thank you for hanging there with me. I promise not to put batteries anywhere that they're not supposed to. And just, yeah, keep batteries away from no bits. There you go. Life lessons that you learn with Mo. I am going to feed Fry now and then take him out, and then probably work a little bit on the timeline because holy cow. Subscribers, yes. That's what I meant. Well, it's supposed to be members only, but I don't know. Maybe YouTube didn't even make it a members only. Who knows? I put members only, but if everyone's allowed in, everyone's allowed in. More party. We're streaking to the square. We're streaking around here. Who knows? Anywho, I've got a bunch of stuff coming up. I have got a whole bunch of plans and things and ideas that I'm working on. I just have to get those skills that I need to do. And holy cow, am I a lightweight? Because you can tell I'm getting all red. Definitely, definitely have a whole lot of English and or Irish and or Scottish in me. No idea what, but I cannot. I am a lightweight. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I am working on a bunch of things for you, and thank you for all of your support. I am going to make sure that the boys did not drive Mr. Mo to drink too, which is a very distinct possibility because the youngest one was being uber pesky today.